So, let's go sexuology out of archaeology. What about your archaeology? No, I check a lot of things. I did not yet still ended my journey on Malaya. I still have to cover. I just now checking every single river of Malaya in Peninsula, because rivers in Peninsula of Malaya there are two other countries like that. It's Andalus. I'm teaching the same. Rivers are in this side. It means they are the horizon, because to the sea going all the Sungais going or to the sea or to this side. In Spain, as you see, the rivers are also like that. They are a little bit in China, because it is the same constructions of to the sea. But the rest, all the Nile River, Indus River, Ganges River, Lena, Ob, Yenisei, Volga, everything is this. But it's fascinating. Certain rivers which I believe they are like a small river, they are huge. Muar is huge in the end. You have seen me on Selangor, or in Terengganu, on the ship. So I'm fascinated by your river. And there is a mystique of the river. The river is the vein to the heart of the civilization. All civilizations are hydraulic. It means built in a place where there is a lot of water. You want bigger civilization, you need bigger river. Yangtze, Yellow, Volga, Nile, and you know, those who don't know, join my survey of ancient history and you will know. Thank you. So your rivers are big. Malaya have a lot of water, and a lot of water. People praying sometimes for in certain part of the world, not only in Muslim world, but in America, there's droughts inside. But here is plenty of water, too much water. Huh? Rain always. There always umbrella. You said and you sometimes predict where the water coming. So, the river are growing up. He won't finish me. The 30 minutes is mean I have 30 minutes more? Yeah. Okay. So, how to focus myself a little bit, okay, today. So what I found that your museums are impressive. Fine, small, in well-designed buildings, with fine administrations, polite inside Muslims, girls in hijabs and years and collaborating with me, giving me a right to make photos of the stone of Terengganu, the famous one. But the stone is not in this place where it should be. The stone should be in the place where today is big, flooded river. Today people on kayaks, tourists traveling or local Malay enjoy water sports. So we changing landscape and we destroying the site. So it is not exactly original. In Kelantan, in Kedah, you will see, because I'm going down there. So the valley is, the Chola didn't put over there. It is just for tourists. So what I see, sin of commercializations of archaeological discoveries. It's been turning everything into like religious people, like we have Mecca, like the Christians have Santiago de Compostela or Rome and so, Vatican and other places. And we have emotions. So tourists have an emotion when visiting, the pyramids. Oh, this is the Yucatan. Oh, this is, I have seen it, I was there. So for this reason, all business around building on infrastructure. McDonald's, shopping, cheap, horrible souvenirs, ugly t-shirts, Agra, or this, horror. Huh? All the horror. And the worst things is that there are too many tourists. Of course, local business is happy, smiling. Today, in this year, 3 million tourists. And I am depressed. I am in almost paranoia. How can I go? Which month selected when all of the crowd is out? So the worst day, rain, storm, Dracula way. And in this moment, I'm going there in the night, nobody there. So I can enjoy empty, pure monuments without biological elements of humans. But somebody said, not to you only want skeletons. You don't want the flesh. Yes, living archaeology is that the crowd must be inside. Now, of course, somebody make bigger sandiwara. There are people like me turning peasants into feudal dress, and they must walking in medieval way because I like it. Now, this is of course theater. Because in the years later, after that, they get the money, when they give this, they dressing themselves in no dress at all. Because today in Europe there is no civilization. The civilization in Europe collapsed before World War I. And later you see walking in underwear just now. That is not Europe. Just only surviving civilization today is Islam. And all of kuffar and modernists and munafiqun try to do everything to make smaller and destroy even it, and to follow the rest of corruptive elements of human history. Human history is, of course, destructive. History by itself destroying on previous stages. You know, today we say, oh, when I came to Malaysia, the telephones were like that. The computers was like that. So today nobody did. Just now, like that in everything. And next hour, 3 years more, because the war's always giving new devices on market. It will be, I will not just anymore, I'm clicking, you come. I will just now look to you, and you give me assignments. Directly to the brain. It will call it nanotechnology. No, so let me introduce a new subject into my nanoarchaeology. I will look and I see pyramids, and they are not there. Huh? It means I will look to the Egypt, Wikipedia, and I have Google directly. Not anymore just now clicking this now. Just look, you see. Nanotechnology. But maybe maybe I will not in the world in the it will be something like that. And I'm not dreaming about it. I like the old way. On horseback, on saddle, going somewhere to see, to listen the voice of the river. Anyway, when I was in the Cakap village in the night, we go waiting for the 8 hours of the month. Now I'm going, cameras, 2, 3, 4, just to make it last. Bad luck. Chinese group of tourists from China came to the same boat. Anyway, I bought alone. They cheat me because I said I want alone, nobody. They put me 3 Chinese family with children. And when I recording clip, to be quiet, nice too, and I give it. No, horrible. They destroyed me, so I remove all of the acoustic and I put in Gustav Mahler or Beethoven. Not because it's impossible to listen. So tourists are menace, threat to our mental understanding of it. What about again, I show you this kind of little, to deliver it, to impress you, to force you to walking around, to do it yourself. Even if not with big cameras, you need not Sony super equipment. Go with your selfie, this, but don't show it too many things, and make it like it is. Because maybe 10 years later, this object which you photograph will never exist anymore. Maybe there will be new road, new highway, new Duke, new this. Our landscape disappearing, and always it was like that. 13th century, people, Petrarca said in Italy, what kind of horrible time was that, the Middle Ages, the 12th century. They were very backward. We are now. So everybody believed that the last moment is the super. Next 20 years, they were laughing about our equipment today. Yes. But I do not believe in progress. Progress is a myth introduced to historiography, to philosophy, to showing us that we must constantly changing ourselves. No. One day, one of big VVIP of this university asked me, what is the progress mean? Because he said, you have a strange concept of it. And I said, you want to hear truth, what I believe in? Progress is that you are every day closer to your own death. That's what he didn't want to hear. Because when we born, immediately we start dying. This is not my words, it is Democritus from ancient Greece. From the moment when we start to die. And what is one sure, Quran said about it, and smart people also prove it, that we are one thing sure, that we will die. It's only a question where, when, and how. And so that tomorrow is, inshallah, unpredictable. Despite of our planning, we have 5 years later I will make this, I will make PhD, and maybe next 10 minutes you have a, inshallah, never horrible car accidents and you will die. Maybe war destroyed it. My father-in-law built house, building, and he said, no, that will be very stable. The government is bad, but the situation is okay. Whoops, everything's gone. And I have still films and photos, which of course I will not show them, this private chronicles. When we at home, happiness, clapping, women are happy, eating good Arabic foods. Today the house is completely shell, ashes. More, not only the Alawiya regime bombed it. Local neighbor, because war produced also what the Spanish call perra de la guerra, dogs of the war. They are local hyenas who from other misfortune immediately make money. It means people, robbers, thieves, criminals. They are also coming out. And they are robbing. So from the house which my father-in-law, alhamdulillah, he died, so he didn't have seen that his fruits of his life gone. The local thieves from this area simply rob inside everything, rip off even the taps, the pipes from bathrooms, from everything. Because it's an occasion to reap, to take it free, to take it free. So people do not respect others' work. When I build something what is comfortable for me, so I spend certain efforts, money. I did it for, and later somebody will steal me. This is also history. The negative, the bad part of history, that somebody will take it from you what you overbuild. But Quran warned us. Ad, Thamud were so proud of their achievement. They built beautiful places, which I show you, Petra, Nabatean civilization, fantastic, everybody, wow. And it is today empty, cavity, cracked, dying with scorpions and snakes inside. I try sleep over there, not in hotel, to enjoy the romanticism of the desert. Impossible because scorpions and snakes come. And in fact, I found in my shoes. So they're wearing sandals because at least they go. So history is a warning that everything will go. Not only at Thamud, our civilization will go. Can you try to dream pessimistically, or let's say realistically, but more surrealistically, about going back 3017? What will be here? Maybe glass pipes and super gliders will go, we will fly in by our successor, or maybe total opposed. It will be jungle again, ruin like Angkor, and monkey will jumping around over the sculpture of rectorate, blue piece of roof, and somebody will write PhD. Gombak, everyday life in Gombak as an education institute in primitive age of the 21st century. I may be like that, I may be not. There is never full certainty for everything. Much more uncertain you are, much more you have doubt, better your own security, because you are on floating river. You will not, of course, again, the famous Heraclitus saying that you will never pantare. everything is moving. Pantare. You will never put your foot again to the same river. There will be always different water will touch your food because the stream is going on. And the stream can be devastating, ripping off the banks and destroying your house which you built too close to the river, or opposite side. Will bring you water to place which you had not water and it was on a hill. And the hill will be island. The history of Heinrich Schliemann, who discovered Troy, is, I do not believe that in Turkey, the place there was Troy, it is the Troy. It is, when he discovered, he called Mask of Agamemnon. This is mask today in the museum, yes, it is in a museum, but it is mask not from this era of even of the Troy. So archaeologists can also lie. How to say, drag the evidence just to prove because I believe it. We should never first believe it and try to find documents which will prove that what I believe is true. This methodology, which unfortunately is also in our academe here, introduced that, no, I am right, that's what I'm teaching is absolutely true, everything is wrong. This is wrong thinking. Leopold von Ranke, I hate him, he didn't like Islam. He was one of those great historians. He said, first collect materials as much as possible you can find, the primary sources, manuscript, a document, and later from the collection you build like it was happened, he said. And later you can say, so it is not exactly how I believe it. It was happened several times in my research work here. I 3 times wrote my 50 pages, 100 pages, what I wrote, what I believe, I finally finished the book. I threw to trash because one visit of river, one look to the landscape said, no, impossible, they cannot be here, the ship cannot stay here. It's wrong, I was wrong, because people do not travel. People are sitting in libraries, sitting over here and writing theses, and that is wrong. You must go to the nature, to the landscape. You must see it around, and you will see, oh, it is like that. So that is what I want for you. Of course, in one evening hour, or just now only 20 minutes, 15 minutes. 10 minutes. You know, I have very bad stuff always. Or I'm late, or I am lazy, or I have a just bad mood, or too good mood. So the start is like cranking, like my old Proton Saga. But the end, I go like missile. Good. And when I have the best, what German call Schwung, it's my like a swing, like in part 2, somebody showing me this, or writing me the terroristic notes, stopping me, disrespecting me, professor. I can use all of the, let us say, how to say, methodology of striking back. Can I do? No, definitely yes. But so that I give you elements which you can construct yourself your own thesis. And your own picture, the imago mundi of what you want to study, what you want to see, what you didn't see, what you will see. And that is, it will be like that. In the same time, be faithful to Islam. Islam is the most beautiful. Everywhere when I go, I'm not impressive, but all of the beautiful places of non-Islamic civilization. Just stone, and I make it, yeah, I was there, and then there's Nazca, or this Yucatan, or this Maya, or this is this, Ramses. When coming Islamic, I'm melting down. I have a donuts in my heart. It's so beautiful. Even simple masjid. You know, I have hundreds, if not thousands, pictures of small rural masjids, or masjid of KKL only. So sometimes I stop, it's masjid. Sometimes like a very simple one with wooden, with rusted board. And it is beautiful because maybe next 10 years there will be developer came here and will build new city bank or new monster, and then will disappear this kind of cute masjid.
Huge.
And somebody said, no, it's not, it's ugly. We need, crystal masjid is beautiful. Horrible. First of all, even there is no Juma inside. Just no Juma. We go to praying nearby kampung, anyway, very fine kampung, with very fine Malays, with song, walking, driving bikes, and then beautiful. But crystal masjid is Hollywood. Not Hollywood, is Walt Disney. But of course, somebody say to me, no, man, no problem, Malays. It is, at least yes, for kids it's good. Oh, shiny, good, color, red, yeah, masjid, crystal, good. No, so I don't want to condemn it. The niyad was okay, also good. But and maybe after 100, 300 years, it will be classic UNESCO monument. Somebody don't touch it, and somebody will destroy, building new one, better, bigger. No, because it will be historical. The history is mean the time making the value. No, but what value is, let us say, old man who was young man? Huh? Young man, somebody said better. But I don't think so. To be old is also very nice. Huh? And have a lot of fun to be old. To feeling the passing life. And so even the troubles is behind me. The kind of a new port, and it's finally the end. It means the end of contract with Allah said, enough. No, let's go to oil. Huh? And that's how we should do thinking. We watching and studying some things around us, we should to selfishly look to our own fragility of existence. It means that we are passive. The medieval people in Europe call it in Latin memento mori. Anyway, very sad cheering. Like we say, salam alaikum. They in Paris, in London, walking the men in hoods, memento mori. Remember that you will die. And I said, et tu mortus, and you will also be dead. But we must be familiar with our passing, that we will leave it. And number two, the mystery, the covering, the hiding. What is precious is covered, hide, and that it's, the value is very high. If something is in the street, everybody can see it, the value is low, and it's devaluation. It's going very fast and with distractions. Enough for today. Those who have not enough, join my courses next semester. Medieval history, survey of ancient civilization, Islamic city, urbanization. And I will teach you on base, and I will have not like you that I cannot do nothing that you do just now. I can punish you by midterm exams, assignments. It's the pleasure of professors. You know how I enjoy it. Do it, and you write it, Hey, faces, and I walk around. This is the pleasure to be old. Have a nice, good, young time. Questions? What kind of questions do you have? You must have an answer and not question. I'm for questioning, not for... Okay, you have a question, I will try.
So Professor, ladies and gentlemen, actually he loves being questioned. Anyone with question?
Not too much.
Not too much.
We are still without Isha.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
You did mention something about the Jews searching for evidence of times
David,
of the rule
yes.
of David. Yeah.
Yes.
You said there was no evidence at all?
There's no any archaeological big structure, nothing. Even this because they're digging under our Al-Aqsa Masjid just now. Anyway, Al-Aqsa Masjid, I wrote many years ago article on it anyway. Nazarene traditions of Jerusalem. It means from the Nazareth is probably the name Arabic Nasara. The people who observe religion of the prophet from Nazareth, in Nasara. Maybe, yes, maybe the no. So inside there is nothing. The most poor archaeological museums are over there in Jerusalem. The only museum which are full of it is our Islamic civilization over there.
What about the remains of the Temple of Solomon?
No, there is not. They try to build new one. The fanatics, the Islamophobes, the crazies in America. They try to build a new shrine because the third temples, what they say, the temples which Emperor Titus, especially his father Vespasian, but Titus, they destroyed it almost by accident because there was resistance, because the zealots, like the Josephus Flavius wrote about it, they defend themselves, so the Romans burned down it, but they didn't want to burn it. So it was on the hill, but not exactly where is Al-Aqsa. But these people want to destroy Al-Aqsa, and they digging, the Jews looking for gold of the ancient Jews, because they believe that the Jews pay zakat and they hide it into the caves. These people only looking for profit. This other way of ugly archaeologists looking for treasures. It means ships underwater because there is a gold money over there. These people destroying sometimes beautiful historical elements of past just to looking for something what they can sell or they can enrich themselves. There is no, if you can really dig, of course, if you read some cheap websites of Christians or Judeo-Christian fanatics, they will try to showing you that this, yes, in Stella or in Egypt was written about Hebrew, but there's nothing. There is no mention about. So the honest Jewish archaeologists claim that we invented the story for a political reason, just to restore a kind of a state, modern Judenstaat. It means Jewish state. Today people have a mouth and talking too much Islamic state. We must talking about Jewish state, which exists and is the most dangerous cancer in the Middle East.
So the so-called Wailing Wall, I thought I read somewhere that's supposed to be.
No, this is when our Umar, Khalifa Umar built even by own hands, because they tried to rebuild anything, because before, during Heraclius II, was the riot, was fighting, it was a war between Persia controlled for a while. So there was destruction, and there was many destruction, every war destroying. In Damascus is the same. Every war is just now the most beautiful masjids of Aleppo, Umayyads, are in ruins and in stones. And nobody talk about it. They're talking about couples, demons, Baal in Palmyra, which I have seen it, and it was nothing. And if somebody blow up it, they blow up the Romans' ark when Romans humiliate Arabs. When Emperor Valerian said, we defeat Arabs over here. No? Can you imagine that you will have over here ark in Kuala Lumpur written, British writing, here we destroyed Malays. Huh? You will control it? You will like it? Everybody will try to destroy it. This is what in Europe is happened. Like that. So if you just see, there is no evidence of the shrine because it disappeared under the buildings which our Muslim civilization built. So what is a Sahra? It is not masjid, it is Sahra, is that the golden dome which people, Al-Aqsa is like in front. They were somewhere, was the Suleiman, we believe it, I believe it, Suleiman, like in Makkah, and it was the same way, very simply cubic, like Kaaba. Because the original Tawhidian shrines were very simple. There were no sculpture inside, there were no arcs, there was no Kama Sutra, no any circus. Nothing. There was empty, just cubic. And the cubic disappeared. Because the history, the generations of future, it means in the time, the future generations which replaced after Suleiman, destroyed it. And ancient Roman in 700 destroyed it.
Evidence at all, even like a piece of brick or anything like that.
No, and let us even reconstruct it, because there will be two Roman columns, or because the Jews have no any architectural skills, like Phoenicians. The Phoenicians did not create anything which is impressive. Even in Tunis, you see it. So the Romans have much more, let us say, built much more impressive column than the ancient Greeks. But the Bedouins, no. They live in tents. They must live in tents. which is also very nice. I am not against tents.
I just like to clear this up.
I understand it. No, so the Jews have no right to claim or anybody build something which is already. If somebody, this is the best answer. The third temple and the temple of Suleiman, it is just now is living. It is Al-Aqsa and As-Sahra, all the complex, and we keeping it, and we worship one God over there, Allah, and not building for somebody archaeological new structure, false structure like Saddam Hussein built the Ishtar gates on, I have seen Babylon, fake one, because the original one is in Berlin, because German archaeologists stolen it in 19th century. And you will see original gate of Ishtar, must go to Pergamon Museum in Berlin.
So, sir, I'd just like to clarify that
You have beautiful
yes.
hands, living traditions.
I'm proud of running this.
Yes,
Yes.
it's
I
beautiful.
want to show this I'm a Malay.
Yes,
Yes.
I like it.
Okay.
This is original one.
Yeah. So,
But the
I really
t-shirt
would
is
like
not.
to clarify that because you said that the reason there is no leftover of any archaeological evidence during the Prophet David's time is because the people were nomadic. Okay, it is understandable because there's a period where there's a Goliath, the Jalut period.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nomadic because I don't think they were set as a kingdom.
Yeah.
But after they beat the Goliath and then they start.
Later the Seleucid period, it's mean
Yeah.
Alexander Macedonian, they built, they're Greeks.
Yes.
The Greeks built a lot of, this exists, these shrines exist, a lot of from the Greek times.
Mm.
So later, but there is no something that is the Suleiman, something evident that is any piece of it.
Okay.
Any stones which we can claim it is from it.
That in the Prophet
So in fact,
time,
one Egyptian archaeologist, I disagree with him, he's like a nationalist Egyptian and he supports, I think, this dictator just now. No, so he claimed that even the events which Bible described in Jerusalem was not happening in Jerusalem. So he claimed that the Suleiman shrine was in different place. It was
That could
not
be a
in this
possibility.
place. No, so but I don't know. I cannot prove
Yeah.
it personally.
yeah,
I have no reason to believe it or not.
It is said that Prophet Sulaiman built big statues and then like big what's the word for it? Saucers and all that.
Yeah.
It is described in the Quran.
Yes.
So if it is not there,
This was even the glass which
plates and
which,
all
which
that, giant
is,
plates.
which is
The
the
structure,
It is said in the Quran, right?
yeah, the structure was there, but there's no any
Yes, no,
remains.
this kind of
it
evidence.
is not there, it is somewhere else.
The same story you see Ad and Tamud is in Quran described. We
Yeah.
cannot find Ad and Tamud. The
Yeah.
Petra is not Ad and Tamud. We believe it, but it is not. So certain facts of history, certain elements disappear because of the other construction. Now today, maybe under Kuala Lumpur is the old kampungs with Tumasik and it's gone. We will never find it anymore because all of the digging is destroyed. So history is destructive by itself by the way of urbanization. You see, look what happened in Makkah today. The Big Bang is horrible. All of the places where Prophet Muhammad was born is disappeared. You don't know where is it. You know where is the tree which Prophet like sitting under